If you are working with a tight budget under $800 and you don't want to build a PC yourself, maybe because you're scared, you don't have the time, or you just don't want to go through that process. For that reason, I will show you 3 different PCs from $570 all the way up to $730, so all of them being under $800 that are going to deliver actually good performance for the price. And don't worry, if you're a beginner, I will explain what these PCs are capable of running. You will have all the links to these systems down below in the video description. That being said, let's start. With the first one, we have the Victus 15L for $580 by the time that I'm recording this video. Maybe when you're watching this, the price is different, so I recommend you checking that out. However, I think HP has the best PCs on a budget on the market, and this one is actually a really good option. You have the i5-12400 alongside the Intel Arc A30, A380 for the GPU, which has 6 gigs of VRAM. Then you get 256 gigs of SSD and 8 gigs of RAM on dual channel, meaning that it's 2 sticks of 4 gigs. If you don't know anything about computers, this is a basic computer and you will be able to run games at 1080p. Now, if you're thinking of running AAA titles like, let's say, Cyberpunk 2077 or Flight Simulator, this PC is not for you. But if you're thinking of playing games like Valorant, CSGO, all these type of games, this PC is more than capable of playing them at a decent frame rate. Also, if you have a higher budget than $580, you can click on customize and buy, and depending on how much more money you got, you have a couple different options to upgrade from. The first one being the GPU, I recommend you clicking the GeForce GTX 1660 Super for $100 extra. This will give you much higher FPS, and if you want to play more high demanding titles and turn up the graphic settings in every title, this is the component that will give you the best performance increase. However, if you don't have an extra $100 to spend, let's say you have 70 extra bucks or so, then I do recommend you upgrading the RAM to 16 gigs. This will give you a better gaming performance overall, but also a better multitasking performance. And then if you have less money, let's say you have 60 extra bucks instead of 70, I do recommend you upgrading the storage to 512 gigs of SSD, so you get more storage to download more games. But if you just have 580 bucks or below, this is a really solid option. But like I said before, if you're thinking the highest FPS out there, I do recommend you staying until the end of this video, because I will show you 2 different systems that are going to do that for a bit extra. With the next one for $680, I do recommend you the MXC gaming PC from Amazon. This one has the Ryzen 5 4500, which is not the best CPU out there, but you get the GTX 1660 Super with 16 gigs of RAM and 500 gigs of SSD. So you get more storage than the Victus 15L, you get more RAM and a much better GPU. The CPU is worse, but when it comes to gaming performance, the graphics card, like I said before, is going to be the most important thing, and this PC is able to run every single game at 1080p, depending on the game and the graphic settings, at 60 plus FPS on average. So if you want to play more titles other than just Roblox, Minecraft, Valorant, CSGO, GTA 5 and these type of titles, let's say you want to play Warzone at higher graphic settings, then this PC is a nice upgrade from the last one. Once again, it's not the flashiest system out there, but it's going to get the job done for just $680. And with the last but not least, the best PC on the market for under $800 in my opinion, we have another Victus 15L. Like I said before, I think HP has the best price to performance PCs at the budget level. Here we have the i5-13400, which is the latest i5 on the market. And then we have the GTX 1660 Super, which is the same CPU as the last one. However, you get a much better CPU, so you will be taking advantage of the CPU, especially at 1080p gaming and especially at the high CPU demanding titles, like for example CSGO. Yes, you get 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of SSD, and the price of this PC is $730. So if you can spend a bit extra, I would recommend you going with 500 gigs of SSD and 16 gigs of RAM. However, this is not necessary if you don't have the budget to. This is an upgrade that you can always make down the line, so don't worry about it if you cannot afford it. Once again, you can play every title at 1080p without any issues. You will have a really smooth gaming experience. 2 years ago, I've tested an HP Pavilion gaming desktop with the GTX 1650 Super, which is much worse than the 1660 Super, and with the i5-11400, which is 2 generations older than the 13400 on this system. And I've tested that PC myself, and it actually ran pretty damn smooth for 1080p gaming with the same RAM and storage. You can go ahead and watch those benchmarks and expect even a better experience than that for 1080p gaming. And also games are better optimized now, so you will get higher FPS not only because the hardware is better, but also because every game is better optimized. Now if you have more than $800, you will have different PCs down below in the video description for every single budget. That way, even if you're working with, let's say, $3,000, which is a much higher price than $800, you can get a great gaming PC for higher resolutions like 1440p and 4K gaming. And if you're looking for a PC build, I recommend you watching my video about the 1440p resolution value $800 gaming PC. Like the title says, you can play at 1440p for just $800, or my $700 Fortnite PC build, which is of course not only for Fortnite, but you can get it for under $800 and you will get a really nice 1080p gaming experience. And also let me know in the comment section if you have any questions, especially if you're about to buy a gaming PC. If you're a beginner, you may have some of them, so just let me know. I will try to reply as fast as possible, but those were my favorite Prebuilt PCs on the market for under $800 by the time that I'm recording this video. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for the support, and I will see you on the next one.